I know, we're doing yet another project. Now, the reason why I'm usually postponing these projects because they take a while and they have a very large scope, and I usually don't have the time to make those videos, so I just usually like to make a new project. Sorry about my voice, I just woke up. But anyways, today we're making a farming game, and I think I'd like to make one of these games because they're pretty calming in general. So where do we start? Well, I first want to get on with the planting system, so we're going to make a part here, a 4x4 part, and I'm just going to make it brown, change the material. I'd say leather looks good. And we're going to just call this plantable soil, and we're going to make a new script within here. Say local soil equals script.parent, and in order to say plant this seed, we're gonna add a click detector. So say local, I'll say for short, seed detector equals instance.new click detector, and we're gonna set the parent to the soil, so and make sure it's anchored. We have a click detector above the soil, so I can't really do anything with it right now, but we're getting some of the functions done here. So let's add some functions for the click detector. So say seed detector dot mouse click connect function, and we're just gonna get the player who clicked that. We'll just get that for now. And how about we make a function to do this? So say function add seed. So we say local seed equals instance.new parts. Let's make some different properties. So seed.shape equals enum. Part type dot ball seed dot name equals seed, and let's just change the size. So seed dot size equals say maybe 0.6 by 0.6 by 0.6, and then all we're just going to do is anchor it. So seed.anchored equals true, and then we're just going to return the seed so we can get it from our event here. So we're going to make a variable for the seed. So it's a local seed equals add seed, and in here we're going to set the seed's position. So seed dot position equals the soil's position, so soil dot position, and set it up a bit. So I'd say 2.5 studs. And one more thing, we're going to add the seed's parent to the soil. So let's play the game now, and once we click this soil, there we go, there's our seed. It is a bit off, so we can probably just change it. So this is probably actually 2, and we can click it, and there we go, it's more in a nicer position now. Now I'd like to add a tool to allow you to water the plants. So I forgot what this tool is called, but we're just going to create a tool. So we say tool, and we're going to add a part, and I'm just going to make it here real quick. Okay, it was somewhat like this, so I'm just going to drag and drop it into the tool, and we're going to name it handle. So handle, let's use the tool grip editor. So this will allow you to position tools. So in the watering can, we're going to add a new script, and we're just going to call this script water can handler. And first we're going to make a reference to the tool. So say local can equals script.parent, and what we're actually going to do here is we're going to get the handle here. Let's make a attachment. This is where our water will exit through, so we'll just take this and put it approximately at the end of the tubing here, I guess. So right there, and we're just gonna call this space attachment, and in this space attachment we're gonna add a particle emitter. We have to adjust it so it's going the right way. Alright, so here's my particle here of the water. I just changed the acceleration to make it go down and adjust the speed and color and transparency. So I'm just gonna name this the water, so say water. And going back into our script here, also should probably make sure particle is disabled. So we'll get a reference to the water particle. So say local water equals can dot handle dot base attachment dot water, and we're gonna say can dot activated connect function, and in here we're gonna enable the water here. So say water dot enabled equals true, and once it's deactivated, so can dot deactivated connect function, we're just gonna say water dot enabled equals false. So let's go into the game here and test this. So we pick our watering can, and if we hold right click, the water's gonna spat out. However, if I let go, it's going to stop watering. So that's pretty good. Now for the soil, I believe we can add more. So we can just continue copy and pasting this, but this is not a great optimized way. So let's just delete that. And we're going to make a new folder and we're going to call this soil. And let's put this script in the playable soil into the soil. And we're going to add our part into the soil folder. And we're going to change this up a bit. So let's go a few lines in the front here. So we'll say local soil equals script.parents get children. So let's delete this soil here. And we're going to make a for loop. So we say for I soil placement in soil do. Let's make sure we put this end here, and in here we're going to say if soil placement is a part, then let's add our end here. That will you just format the document, so like that. And one more thing, we're just going to replace soil with soil placement. Change these to soil placement so it's in the right soil. So let's say soil placement. If I just copy and paste this, let's just make a base here. So let's play the game, and now we can add soil to these. So I can add that one, and add that one, and so forth. So now we got a nice base here to test with. So let's go back to the watering can here. Now it doesn't currently do anything, it's just a particle. So we have to determine how this works. Oh yeah, about the soil script, this is supposed to be on the outside because it's the exact same thing. So just to free up some memory. But anyways, about the watering can, we're going to make a ray cast. So this will determine what part the ray hits. So first we're going to create 3 variables. So we'll say local character equals nil. This will be the player who's holding the watering can. And then a watering variable, so watering equals false, and raycast params. So we say local filter equals raycast params dot new, and then we're gonna do can dot equipped connect function, and here we're just gonna make character equal to the can's parent, so can dot parent, and then for unequipped, so you just do can dot unequipped connect function, and we just set character back to nil. So in our activation here, we're going to set watering to true, so watering equals true, and we're going to get the filter descendants instances. So if we say dot filter descendants instances equals character gets children, this will get all the descendants of the character, and it should hopefully interfere with the ray. Going down here, we're going to do a while loop. So we say while task.wait 0.9. This will be how much seconds you want it to add to the soil's moist, and character, so we're making sure the character is not nil, and watering, which means watering is true, do, and I believe we should just make a blank variable for the raycast. So we should say local raycast, and we're going to make that blank, and we're going to set raycast equal to workspace raycast. So first we're going to make an origin from the character's humanoid root part. So we say character dot primary parts dot position, and here we're going to do some math. So we say character dot primary part, so the humanoid root part dot c frame dot look vector, so what the player is looking at, times 4. So the reason why I did times 4 is I enabled the particle and I see how far it just drops from. So 1, 2, 3, 4 approximately. I can be a bit more precise with this by saying 4.5, and we're going to subtract, add vector 3 dot new. We do 0, -9, 0, just so the water always comes down. And we're gonna add our filter, so filter, and here we're gonna say if raycast, so making sure that it hits something, and the raycast has an instance, so raycast instance is what it hit, and the raycast's instance, so raycast instance, the raycast instance's parent is equal to the soil, so workspace.soil. Then we're gonna do a test here, so say print watering, and I'm just going to do this, so watering the raycast.instance's name. So all of these are different. And one more thing here, we're gonna disable watering. So once the player lets go, this while loop will break because watering is not true. And let's also make sure it's not true here. So now if I play the game, make sure our output's open, I equip it, we go up here, there we go, we got watering plantable soil. I let go, it's gonna stop printing. I can water other parts, so like here, watering plantable soil, watering plantable soil. Now if I don't do it on the soil, it's not gonna print anything because the parent isn't equal to the soil folder. Okay, so I just realized something. It's just I woke up this morning today, but we can actually include the filtered instances. So instead of character, we do workspace.soil get children, and in the filter we say filter type equals enum dot recast filter type dot include. So this will be a white list, so that means you can remove this part here, and we can actually put this up here because it's not really referencing the character. So if I play the game and just get this, we can water it and it works the exact same. And the next episode, we'll be continuing these functions and giving them better quality, like growing plants, giving them water, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.